walang tiwala. Tatak ng kawal ay lakas ng bansa, kaya palaging maghanda. Sa ugaling makikiba ka, bakit mahal namin ang bandila?
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP radio ay ang opisyal na radio station ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Alamin ang mga mainit na balita mula sa ating Armed Forces. Tumutok sa 1134 kHz AM sa inyong mga radyo at manood online. I-like at i-share ang AFP Radio DWDD Facebook page. Ito ang DWDD Armed Forces Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio, boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Good day, everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Tuesday, September 3, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rob Suzon, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News. For the headlines, AFP boosts patrols at Escoda Shoal to support Coast Guard. Armed Forces of the Philippines assures full support for disaster response amid Typhoon Enteng. Floods and landslides caused by Enteng killed 11 people. And Land Transportation Office issues show-cause orders to nearly 4,000 motor dealers for plate and ORCR delays. And the Armed Forces of the Philippines have increased patrols at Escoda Shoal to support the Philippine Coast Guard's BRP Teresa Magbanwa, which has been stationed there since April. Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, stated that the BRP Teresa Magbanwa will continue monitoring the area for any natural or man-made changes. Despite the presence of numerous Chinese vessels, the AFP focuses on observing potential reclamation activities rather than matching ship numbers. Recent reports noted multiple Chinese vessels at the shoal, including 3 China Coast Guard vessels and 2 People's Liberation Army Navy ships. And the Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief General Romeo Browner Jr. has assured full support for humanitarian and disaster response operations as Typhoon Enteng impacts the country. According to the AFP Public Affairs Office Chief Colonel Cerces Trinidad, the AFP activated its disaster response units in the National Capital Region ahead of the storm's arrival. 11 search, rescue, and retrieval teams consisting of 6 officers, 90 enlisted personnel, 19 land assets, and 7 water assets are ready to provide immediate assistance. These units are coordinating with local government units and the other agencies for swift response efforts. The AFP also advised mariners and the public in NCR and nearby provinces to stay updated on weather advisories and take necessary precautions.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear from Amy about OPAPRO advisor invites public to join National Peace Consciousness Month activities. Amy?
The Presidential Peace Advisor, Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., has invited the public to actively participate in various activities organized by the Office of the Presidential Advisor for Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity as part of the 20th National Peace Consciousness Month. Following the formal opening of Peace Month 2024 and a commemoration of the 1996 Final Peace Agreement with the Moro National Liberation Front, upcoming events include the 1986 SIPAT Peace Accord commemoration, a Kapistahan Fair, a Run for Peace, a Peace Music Fest, the 3rd National Peace Education Summit, and the Gawad Kapayapaan Awarding Ceremony. Through these efforts, the UPARO hopes to inspire every citizen to contribute in lasting peace and reconciliation in the Philippines. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Amy. And the Philippine Air Force is on high alert and prepared for rapid deployment to support communities hit hard by Tropical Storm Ente. As the storm impacts various regions, the Philippine Air Force is actively monitoring the situation and coordinating with government agencies for potential rescue and relief efforts. Air and ground assets along with personnel are on standby to deliver essential aid including food, water, and medical supplies and to assist with evacuations. The PAF's readiness to respond reflects its ongoing commitment in humanitarian assistance and the safety of the Filipino people. And the 3rd Infantry Division has made significant progresses toward establishing stable internal peace and security in Western Visayas within a month. From July 29 to October 31, 2024, the division conducted 14 encounters, including 4 major engagements, resulting in the neutralization of 19 communist terrorist group members and the seizure of 30 firearms. This led to death of key leaders such as Maria Concepcion Araneta Bocala, alias Concha, and Vivian Torato Diodicio. The 3rd IDIS operations also targeted other high-ranking CTG figure. Major General Marion R. Season praised the division's achievements and expressed hope for continued success in their mission. And let us hear update from Beth about the Philippine Army Chief orders Reserve Command to strengthen units and recruit transport sector reservists. Beth?
Philippine Army Lieutenant General Roy Galido directed the Reserve Command of Philippine Army to organize their reservist unit to effectively fulfill their mandate of defending the country during war, rebellion, or any national emergency. Speaking at the 31st anniversary of the RCPA in Cavite, he also instructed RCPA Chief Major General Romulo Emanuel Jr. to recruit additional reservists from the transport sector to enhance the mobility of the Philippine Army. Moreover, Lieutenant General Galido encouraged Army reservists to continue their crucial role in nation-building activities. This is Betaniete reporting for the EFP Community News, 1 EFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Beth. The Regional Task Force LCAC 6 has endorsed a declaration of the Negros Island region as a state of stable internal peace and security following a recommendation from 3rd Infantry Division. Energy Undersecretary Giovanni Carlo Bacordo, representing Secretary Raul Utilia, announced plans to draft a resolution and invite President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to formalize the declaration. Negros Island region, comprising Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor, has already seen the dismantling of 5 NPA guerrilla fronts and the neutralization of key leaders. The third ID also sought support to declare Panay Island as a SIPS zone, citing recent successes in neutralizing communist leaders. And for our national news, floods and landslides killed 11 people after tropical storm Enteng dumped heavy rain on parts of Luzon and Visayas yesterday, according to officials. The Department of Social Welfare and Development said the weather disturbances have affected more than 6,000 families or 24,043 individuals in Bicol, Central Visayas, and Eastern Visayas. Enteng brushed past the Bicol region on Sunday before making landfall in Casiguran, Aurora yesterday. Pag-asa warned the intense rainfall may persist as the storm moves towards the West Philippine Sea. Now let us hear our reporter on the ground about Army Chief distributes 1.27 million pesos in aid to typhoon-affected soldiers. Go on for the details, Jimboy.
Army Chief Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido distributed 1.276 million in assistance to 91 Army personnel, several affected by Typhoon Karina, during a ceremonial handover at the headquarters Philippine Army Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City yesterday. He emphasized that the aid is essential for maintaining the moral and welfare of the troops. He also stated that the soldier well-being is the core strength of the force. This initiative emphasizes the Army commitment in supporting its personnel in time of need, ensuring they remain resilient and ready to serve. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jimboy.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines
And the Pag-asa announced the tropical storm Enteng accelerated while crossing northern Luzon and moved over the West Philippine Sea. As of 5 a.m., the center of the storm was located over the coastal waters of Paway, Ilocos Norte. The State Weather Bureau said that although the storm has exited the landmass, Enteng continues to affect parts of northern Luzon. Based on the track forecast, Enteng may exit the Philippine area of responsibility tomorrow morning. And tropical cyclone wind signal number 2 remains over 7 areas due to tropical storm Enteng. These are Ilocos Norte, northern portion of Ilocos Sur, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, western portion of mainland Cagayan, and Babuyan Island. Pag-asa said that minor to moderate impacts from strong winds are possible within these localities. As of 4 a.m., the center of Enteng was estimated to be located over the coastal waters of Paway, Ilocos Norte. We have a report coming in about Armed Forces of the Philippines highlights reservist contributions at National Reservist Week press conference. Go on for the details, Leonor.
Philippines through the AFP Reservist and Retired Affairs Office OJ9 held a press conference to kick off the 45th National Reservist Week 2024. Celebrated under the theme Tatak ng Laang Kawal para sa Bagong Pilipinas, the week honors the vital contributions of AFP reservists to the nation's defense. Upcoming events from August 1 to September 13, 2024 will be led by the Major Services Reserve Commands and the Unified Commands across the country. The celebration will conclude on September 14, recognizing the dedication and patriotism of the reservists. This is Leonor reporting for the AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Lenore.
Yes.
And the Philippine Coast Guard ordered a temporary suspension of the siphoning operation for sunken motor tanker Terra Nova in Limay, Bataan, and this is due to Tropical Storm Enteng. PCG said that Harbor Star Shipping Services Incorporated secured all siphoning lines and containment equipment. They also closed all hot taps and postponed the transfer of recovered oil waste. So far, over 1.2 million liters of oil have been collected from the tanker. And the Philippine Coast Guard rescued 18 crew members as training ship MV Camilla caught fire after being hit by cargo vessel GT Express in Navotas. One of the crew members was taken to the Navotas City Hospital for treatment. The PCG deployed BRP Suluan to extinguish the fire. Aside from this, the PCG also responded to 3 maritime incidents in Navotas as Tropical Storm Enteng battered Luzon yesterday. For other updates, let us hear the details about the PAF's 250th Presidential Airlift Wing celebrates 56th anniversary. Go ahead, Glenn.
Hello, good afternoon. The Philippine Air Force 250th Presidential Airlift Wing, Bluebirds, celebrated its 56th founding anniversary at Colonel Jesus Villamor Air Base in Pasay City yesterday. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. attended the ceremony and commended the Bluebirds for their vital role in ensuring the safe and secure air transport of the President, first family, and state guests. He praised the wing commander, Brigadier General Loreto B. Pasamonte, and the entire unit for their dedication to safety and excellence. The event also honored outstanding personnel within the unit and was attended by key government and military officials. This is your Glenn Legalchan reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn. Health advocates are urging the Department of Health to expedite the procurement of flu vaccines, especially for the senior citizens. This follows the declaration of MPAX as a global health emergency and the rising cases of influenza-like illnesses. Philippine Foundation for Vaccination Executive Director Dr. Lulu Bravo said the DOH had yet to fulfill its mandate to protect the elderly through the vaccine rollout. Bravo noted that every day that passes without these vaccines puts the senior citizens at greater risk amid the ongoing rainy season. The DOH has recorded more than 100,000 influenza-like cases from January 1 to August 12. And the Land Transportation Office has issued a total of 3,940 show cause orders to motor vehicle dealers nationwide. This is for failing to release license plates and official receipt certificate of registration or ORCR within the mandated 11-day period. The agency noted that this is part of their efforts to prevent the stockpiling of license plates at motor vehicle dealerships. LTO Chief Vigor de Mendoza II said the most dealers who received SCO have already submitted their comments and explanations. And the Department of Agriculture assures that hog raisers who participate in the controlled vaccination against African swine fever will receive indemnification or compensation. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. explained that pigs that die as a direct result of the ASF vaccine will be eligible for indemnification. Chu Laurel also said that if the deaths of the pigs were due to ASF infection, the existing indemnification guidelines for ASF outbreaks will be applied. Based on Administrative Order Number 10, the indemnification is at 4,000 pesos for a piglet, 8,000 pesos for a grower, and 12,000 pesos for a breeder. And Bureau of Corrections Director General Gregorio Catapang said a total of 850 persons deprived of liberties or PDLs have been released from July to August. They had either completed their term, were pardoned or paroled, and were granted good conduct time allowance benefits. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla lauded the Bucor for its successive releases of PDLs as part of government efforts to decongest jail facilities. Rimulya also vowed that more prisoners would be released before the year ends, in line with the government's vision of having a compassionate justice system. And for our last news, the Department of Education is asking the House of Representatives for an additional 61.74 billion pesos for 2025. Education Secretary Sonny Angara explained the allocation of additional budget before the House Committee on Appropriations. Angara said the school infrastructure and facility strengths are asking for 30 billion pesos for 12,000 new classrooms and 6.8 billion pesos for the infrastructure for safer and resilient school projects. The curriculum strand is also requesting for additional budget for textbooks and other instructional materials, special needs education, child find system, and early language literacy and numeracy. The wish list also included a computer program for the human resource strand to organize files and about 666 million pesos to provide career pathways for non-teaching personnel of DepEd. That's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook Live, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.